In a new show, Sarah travels the country interviewing rubes who don't live near Whole Foods. It's like Wild Kingdom for gender studies majors. And now she claims after meeting so many Trump voters, she likes them. She loves them. Yes, what a surprise. You can feel comfortable around people who you don't agree with. So this is progress for a progressive, especially one who called for a military overthrow of Trump, a coup, while actual riots were going on. Imagine if anyone had listened. So this is a big step. For progressive, the personal is always political, where the right isn't just wrong, but evil. So good for Sarah for deciding that you're okay. You've met the approval of someone paid to talk to you. She appreciates you the way a cat appreciates yarn. Will her new enlightenment hold? I don't know. I remember how Sarah ridiculed Andrew Breitbart, not to his face, but when she took his seat after he left the set on Bill Maher's show.
How are you?
Sticky here.
Yeah, well, there was...
In general.
Yeah, right. You're not just saying the conservative.
Yeah, that was classy. She was nice to him in the green room, but then did that when he's not around. But it proves her point. It's easy to be a jerk to someone when they're not there. Wrapped in a cocoon of confirmation bias, it's easy to hate millions of people, and over time for them to hate you back. But I hope that Sarah's changed. Truly, anything would be an improvement. I'm going to be positive about this, Kimberly. I think that maybe she's
positive. Okay.
No, maybe she's woke, as the left says. That she realizes that just because you have a disagreement doesn't make them evil.
Okay, well, this is why people have to have an open mind and actually listen to others, their viewpoints, and try to understand and find common ground instead of being, discriminating and having biases against other individuals that you're not even taking the time to listen to. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, hope springs eternal. Who knows? But at least maybe it's an example to some people that they might want to reconsider. Just like all the people that were horrific, to the women that accused Bill Clinton that are now coming out and saying, oh, wait a second, we want to apologize for that. We were wrong with what we did.
Dana, we were going to show a clip of this, but we weren't allowed to get we weren't able to get approval
from Hulu?
for it. From I don't know who. Yeah,
Silverman Inc.
Yeah. Vulture. I think it's called Vulture. I don't know what that means. Anyway, do you think she's sincere, or is she just doing a job?
Well, so I read a feature story about her several months ago as she was getting ready, as she got this series underway, and she talked about what she hoped to achieve in it. And it's really not. It isn't that easy to publicly admit that you were wrong. Yeah. Or that you have some work to do, or that you have to go out. And so perhaps it is sincere. But I also think, she's supposedly a comedian. So one of the best ways to have relationships with people that maybe you don't agree with is through humor. True. And just laugh about it. Politics is really not that important.
It shouldn't be. Actually, that's a great point.
Thank you.
And you seem surprised.
No, yeah, I am surprised.
Did you see that? He was like, whoa.
Yeah,
she usually saves her great points for the earlier show. The show with her name on it.
Oh,
we get the leftovers. We get the turkey sandwiches. We don't get the turkey.
I know the feeling.
Brian, but the point is, if politics takes a large part of your life, then you can be very angry. You have a lot of hobbies, or so you play soccer with kids. You coach. So, but Fox and Friends is only a tiny part of your life.
Do I have to agree with your premise? I don't even like the... Did you even ask a question? First, I have to disclaimer. He knows nothing about me. Okay? I don't even. When he sees me in the green room, he walks the other way.
Did you hear what he said about your hair machine in your office the other night? It was like nuts.
I did not know that. I got to get that DVR.
I get all my information from Ducey.
Right.
Thanks for watching, though. That's twice.
That's good. By the way, I got to go to Blockbuster, get the episode. Which day was it? It will be fantastic. By the way, she goes on to say in this story where she says, we haven't changed each other's minds, but I like these Trump people. I think it's a business decision. When asked about Trump, we're waiting for him to hit bottom. There is no bottom. He doesn't understand what happiness is. If he isn't ruining people's lives and destroying the planet, my heart would break for him. He's a damaged person. I don't see much conversion here or much open-mindedness.
But I like you. I like the people that voted for you.
And he's far happier than she has any idea.
Yeah. Do you think
he's very happy?
He's very happy.
He doesn't have a care in the world.
He has a good time. He has a nice family.
Here's my cynical observation. She called for a military overthrow of Donald Trump. And I think she's seeing that her career is kind of like going down. And she realizes maybe alienating half of the country is a bad idea.
Wow, I didn't get that at all. In fact, I think she's been around in recent days promoting this new show.
Yes.
And having some success promoting. I don't know how well the show does. But no, I don't have that impression at all. This is more like Thanksgiving dinner to me.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, Uncle Joe walks in with the Make America Great Again hat.
Right.
And so am I supposed to, like, just be mocking? Should I be like, oh, I can't stand this guy or whatever? And then turns out, hey, Joe's a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
We just have some serious political disagreement. And let me tell you, I think you can have serious political fear even of Donald Trump and his presidency. But the idea that you would talk to them, this is what we were discussing earlier. This is a good thing.
I think it's a good thing, but it's a good thing when you're not paid to do it. And it's like, so now she's doing it because she's got a salary. She wouldn't have done this before.
She sees Kathy Griffin, and Kathy Griffin was one of the hottest comedians around, and now she's so angry. Yeah, she's so angry she can't get on CNN. She's yelling at Andy Cohen.
But the funny thing is, she's claiming that Hollywood is blacklisting her over Trump. Excuse me, Hollywood hates Trump. I mean, I'm sure. I mean,
how does that make sense, Greg?
It doesn't make any sense.
Make sense.
It doesn't make it. I think she's just whining because. She was on? Was she on Bravo?
Yeah,
Bravo.
yeah.
I mean, she wasn't like the biggest comedian. She was a train wreck.
Right.
By the way,
she was successful.
By the way, she was doing this tour with Frank Rich, who used to write for the Times, now writes for New York Magazine. Yeah. So it's not as if I don't think Frank Rich is a Trump fan.
Hates him.
Right. So my impression is this was her speaking from the heart. And I would think that from your perspective, I know you're glad to have Hillary around, glad to play identity politics, grievance politics, resentment. But I mean, goodness gracious, give the lady some credit.
I have a prediction.
She's one of the 3 people that blocked me on Twitter.
Who?
Alec Baldwin, Keith Olbermann, and Sarah Silverman blocked me on Twitter. That is like having 3 little medals. Little medals.
Yeah, it's 3
Look how
states.
excited you are.
But I do think it's going to boomerang. I think the anti-Trump stuff is getting so staid. I look for things to change. When you invite me back next year at this time, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we're going to talk about how people are taking on the Democratic Party on stage.
Oh, yeah? Or is that after we discuss the impeachment?
By the way, South Park does not do any bashing on Trump because they say it's just so